Hello, my name is Gary Schotten, and I'm so happy to be here with you as a part of Inspiring Better Business. And today we're going to talk about the subject of knowledge and wisdom and the difference in how they go together. And you know, this is not going to be a preaching session, but I'm going to just start off by saying God gives us the wisdom, but we must do the research to gain the knowledge. This is a joint effort on having God help us in this. And there's some natural abilities in some people that don't believe God's helping them, but I believe that's our primary source. Well, these are two words. They work hand in hand, but they are different. And knowledge, I'd like to say, is what you gain knowledge from the accumulation of your past experiences. I'm going to give you several examples in this, but you know, it's so important that you recognize that you are gaining knowledge every single day. From probably the day you're born till right now, you gained not a lot of knowledge in the first few years, but as you grow on into your business career, you're certainly gaining knowledge at every job, every encounter with every person you meet. Believe that you're gaining knowledge. And then wisdom is when you put that knowledge to use in making good decisions going into the future, going forward. Knowledge is a little bit of going back or where you're at currently, and you gain knowledge historically. And wisdom, in my opinion, is something you look into the future a little bit more. Well, knowledge is gained by several specific things in your life. Working for someone else, your very first job out of high school, or even as a youngster, all the way from every job that you've ever encountered. There's some people that want to own a business and they've not actually ever worked for someone, so they understand the working man. There's knowledge gained by doing research. Maybe you're going to go into a project and just plain old experience. There's knowledge gained from test. Not everything is going to be perfect. You're going to have some failures. All of that is good if you can just gain knowledge. It's school of hard knocks sometimes is the best thing you can do in gaining knowledge. And you know, some people are going to try to do that on their own again, but I believe God will help you gain knowledge. And here's where I feel like how He helps you. You see, you're the primary force in gaining knowledge, but God will connect you with the right people at the right time to get the right lessons you need to further your experience level. Not everything you do is going to work. Not everything you read in Google is right. Not everything you read in a book is right. So somehow you've got to come under the understanding that learning the right and wrong things will give you that knowledge. Let me give you some examples of me gaining knowledge, okay? The moving business. At one point in my moving career, I had about 7 or 8 years into it, and I was doing interstate transportation, and I needed some trailers. I got to cut the story short, but man, I researched where I could get trailers, how I could get trailers, where I could make the connections, and then God directed me right under my nose was a group of trailers for sale in another agent, and I was able to buy 10 trailers used for the price of one brand new trailer. I don't think I would have found those trailers. God led me to that source because I was out doing something, gaining that knowledge. We're currently in purchasing the machine shop. You know, I spent 6 months thinking about doing my research, thinking how would this work, and then God led me to the right people. He gave me some insight. He gave me the right people to talk to. I was going to make a mistake, and I got caught by having a partner, and a key person, a very good friend of mine right now, told me, Gary, you can do this on your own. Well, that was God stepping in while I was gaining knowledge. Another, I'm currently in a machine shop, and I'm wanting to add robotics. We don't have enough manpower. I'm researching robots. We're getting 4 quotes from different robot companies. I'm gaining knowledge. I'm gaining confidence. My friend Octavian is starting a garden farm, and I watch him, and he's gaining knowledge. God's putting him in contact with Bill and the extension agent and people that really are giving him some wonderful help. He's gaining the knowledge, and it's amazing that when you get the right people and the right information, you gain confidence, and you gain confidence this is going to work. So if you're starting a business or you're taking another step in your business, ask yourself, am I putting in the effort to get the knowledge that I need? Am I expecting God to do too much, or am I leaving God out of the picture? It's the combination of both. Well, wisdom. Well, I believe wisdom is, with enough knowledge, you can move forward and making good decisions, even if you don't necessarily logically think that's a good choice. You know, wisdom a lot of times is something you do when others are not telling you, yeah, this is perfect. I think in the Old Testament where wisdom was following God, and Moses led the people of Israel in against the Red Sea, and boy, that was not smart, except for the wisdom that was showing God them how to use that, go in the right direction, and it worked out. Well, in my case, back to the moving business, I had trucks, and it wasn't logical that as I finished Bible school, I would put 4.5 years of college on the shelf and never use it again. I had 10 years of experience in a high level, high caliber engineering, and I put that aside and started a moving and storage business. That's where you carry furniture up out of the house into a truck. It's hot, it's sweaty. But for me, that was the wisdom that God guided me into something that was, in one sense, naturally illogical. I could have resisted that. I swallowed my pride. I have a machine shop now. I've had it for 12 years. You can do the math. I bought it when I was age 55. I went into a lot of debt. I purchased an existing shop. That really wasn't logical. Most people at age 55 wouldn't go into debt, and certainly into a business that I really didn't have a lot of first-hand knowledge in myself. Well, God led me. I was using all of my back experience, and I put it together and say, you know, I have confidence to go forward with the wisdom God's given me. Back to the robotics. My workers are not all overly encouraging. They're saying, well, this robotics won't work. We used to do it this way. I'm pushing forward. It's the wisdom that I've had gained from all the experience of the past, and working with these same men in this case, that I know how they're thinking. I know they're a bit unsure of this, but we can push through. We will have 5 to 10 robots in our shop in the next 2 years. I know it's going to happen, but it's the wisdom that God put me, and He put me in even in that with the right people to choose not the most expensive, but the best robotics that would work for us. Well, once again, some people can go a long ways with just natural knowledge they gain, and they can have their natural wisdom that they can apply, and they can go a long ways with that. But I wouldn't even think about going on without God's help. God gives the wisdom, but we must do the research to gain the knowledge. God helps in both of those, but there's a driving force that's just a little different between the two. Knowledge is a lot of times looking backwards, and up to this point I've gained knowledge, and wisdom is a little bit of moving forward into the future. Well, I hope this helps you as you're looking at your business. Have you asked God for wisdom? Just ask yourself, are you really open to His wisdom, even if it's not logical in the natural? That'll make the difference. Well, thanks for being a part of IBB Talks, Inspiring Better Business. Please share these with other people if you choose. Thank you.